on? Today we are back. We're here in my garage, and again we're going to be taking a look at the mossy oak Bowie knife. We're going to be doing day 3 of our tests on it, and today the tests are going to include batoning with it, making fire shavings like for tinder, a drop test, and a throw test. We're going to huck it against a tree as hard as we can. Let's say somebody had to throw it. It's a zombie apocalypse, woo, right? And they got to throw the knife because they got to kill that zombie. You know, but they miss. It hits a tree. Whew, they huck it too hard. Will the knife hold up? Will it break? So we're going to be checking that shit out. Now this knife did get wet last night around the time I came inside. And I haven't seen it since I used it outdoors last night when I made my last video. So I'm going to take the sheath off and we're going to see if it's covered in rust or not. Keep in mind it was wet, it was in the snow last night, and I haven't seen it since. Here we go. Well, it's not rusty, but the dirt is still all over the blade. If I move it, you can see the specks of dirt on the blade. So it's not rusted, which is good, because this is a test video. These videos are to test the durability of this one particular knife. It is a cheap $34 knife. The steel is not heat treated. As I've mentioned before, the steel does chip. But if we see something positive about this knife in our tests, that's good, because this is a product review. This is to allow the consumer to see what quality they're getting when they purchase this blade if they choose to. Hold on. Weird. Okay, it's just a reflection on my screen. Sorry about that. But yeah, we're going to go through this shit again today. We're going to see what's going on with it. We're going to see what it can take today. And it should be fun. So stay tuned for that, because it's about to take off. So, as you see, we got the knife right here. It's about a quarter into, or a third, or whatever quality fucking measurement it's called. It's a bit into the stick right here. So what we're going to do today, then this isn't the baton test. I'm throwing something extra onto our tests today. I'm going to push down this knife, see what it can do. What kind of damage would this do to the knife? Will it snap the blade? Will it get through the wood? Will it chip it? Who knows? Because that could also cause warping. Now, like I said, the edge does feel like it's rolled over in some areas, like up here and down here. But I don't think that particular test did anything to it. So, let's move on to the baton test. Wait a second and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. Hopefully you can see this. I know that it's not too bright, but here we are. It's halfway through this, and we got our big old baton stick, and we're going to just hit this through. Okay. So good so far. So far so good, I mean. Okay. So we've got our wood collected. Let's move up the camera to where it's light, and I'll show you the blade. Okay, so as you just saw, we did baton through another little stick, and looking at the blade now in detail, the edge is looking real rough, I gotta tell you. There are a lot of little chips. Some of them you can see with your eye. Others you can see in the smallest form. On the edge of the blade, it kind of looks like a swirl along the very edge, but you can see that these are like microscopic chips. That probably ain't the right word for it, but you get what I'm seeing. They're small enough that they're not too visible, but you can still see them. So the blade definitely is taking more damage. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's about 20 chips on this side of the blade. Who knows how many on this side? No, I mean, I know it's like you know, at the very tip, it's essentially the same side, but still, just alone on this one, there are about 20 chips that I can see with my own eyes. That's not good for a knife. And we're only on day 3. We intend to keep doing this until this little rascal here is falling apart. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take it outside, do a drop test with it, and we're going to do a throwing test with it. Now that will actually be in a separate video. Not going to get into the reason why, but that will be in a video after this. The last thing we're going to do in here, though, in this video, is do the fire shaving tinder and see if there's any damage that way. And just so you know, yes, every day I will be bringing out a new challenge for the knife to see what it goes through, as well as the old challenges that we started with. So here we are. First, we're just going to get all the bark off. Alright, it's kind of hard for me to do it up here, so I'm going to bring it down here and I'm going to show you the damage afterwards. Again, I gotta tell you, it's just one of those knives that doesn't take the nice strips off. It requires a lot of force, and that's about all you're gonna get. Now, of course, you could light that, but I mean, when it comes to tinder, you want those nice long strips that you can bunch up, put in the base of your fire pit, that will light easily using a ferro rod or lighter or matches. But I mean, it does get them started. Now, in terms of damage on the blade, let's see what's happened here. There's probably a lot more chips. I mean, the blade on the very edge, it's so small, but you guys probably can't see it. Sorry, but the blade is starting to look like a saw blade. I mean, you know, to your eye, you can't really see it on camera, but if you were here looking at it and you had good eyesight, much like mine, and you looked it up close, you notice it's really starting to look more and more like a hacksaw blade. Just thin little jagged cuts into it. That's okay, because this is a test video and we're seeing what it can take. So this is the end of day 3 of testing video part 1. I'm going to move on to part 2. Not going to get into why it has to be in 2 videos, but stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave a nice comment, and have a great day. We'll be back in a few minutes.